Hi everyone, this is Dawn. I'm so happy you could stop by today. As you know, if you've watched my other videos, I'm taking classes at the Altenew Academy to earn my teaching certificate, and I'm very excited to share with you what I've learned in my 7th class. This class is all about stencil techniques. Today I'm going to show you how to use paste with stencils and to add texture to your cards. So let's get started. I will be using the Nuvo Platinum Embellishment Mousse and the Tim Holtz Distress Texture Paste. The stencil I'm using is the Altenew Layered Medallion Side B. It has a really nice floral pattern to it. First I'm going to take some Pixie Spray and spray it on the back of the stencil. I let it dry for about a minute and then I place it on a piece of Nina Classic Crest 110-pound cardstock. Then I will use some purple tape to hold it down just because I like the added security so it doesn't move around, but you don't have to. I'm going to mix the two pastes together because the platinum color is very bright and I didn't want it to be such a deep platinum. So by combining the white texture paste and the platinum, it kind of toned the color down a little bit. I scoop a little bit of both pastes onto my glass media mat. Using my spatula, I mix the paste together until it is mixed thoroughly. Once the paste is mixed, I use my spatula to spread it out onto the stencil, making sure to spread it in a downward motion. When it's all spread out, I use my Stencil Pal to smooth it out. I run the Stencil Pal in a downward motion in one long movement. Then I take the purple tape off and very slowly pull up the stencil. I let this dry for about an hour or so. Next, I'm going to use the Altenew Beautiful Day stamp set to stamp the flower. This stamp set has 4 layers to it, but I'm only going to use 3 layers today. First, I'm going to emboss the outline layer. I rub my cardstock with my embossing powder bag and stamp the image using my Versamark ink. Then using the Ranger Silver embossing powder, I pour it onto the flower. When my heat gun is good and hot, I heat emboss the flower. Now I'm going to stamp the solid layer using the Altenew Blush Ink. I line the solid image up on the flower and press down to give it a good impression. I do double stamp it to make sure not to miss any spots. Next, I line up the second layer and stamp it with the Altenew Rouge Ink, pressing down to give it a good impression. When I'm done, I cut out the image using my Gemini Junior machine. I'm also going to cut out a set of outlined leaves using the Altenew Hanging Garden die set. And using the Altenew Fancy Hello die, I will cut out 1 hello with a silver metallic paper and 2 hello sentiments using white paper. I glue the 2 white hello sentiments together and then I glue them to the back of the silver hello sentiment. This will give it added dimension onto the card. Next, I will trim a 1/2 inch off the bottom of the stencil and then trim the rest of the stenciled panel down to 3 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I glue a piece of craft foam that is a little smaller than the stenciled panel to the back of the panel to give it added dimension as well. I will also glue a piece of craft foam to the back of the 1/2 inch strip of the panel. I don't show this in the video, but I glue the hello sentiment to the front of the panel, and then I glue the panel to a piece of cardstock folded to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I use the sentiment "You Are Beautiful" from the Paint a Flower Anemone. I put the panel in my Misti stamping tool and line the sentiment right up under the hello die. I use the embossing powder bag on my card and then stamp it with the Versamark ink. I then use the Ranger Silver embossing powder, and when my heat gun is good and hot, I emboss the sentiment. I glue the 1/2 inch panel strip to the bottom of the card. Then I line up the leaf die cut and the flower where I want them to go on the card. I use my Gina Connect glue to adhere the leaf panel to the card. I like to use this glue for my really intricate die cuts. Then I glue the flower onto the card. And this is my card for today. If you liked my card and you'd like to follow along with my journey, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my next video. Thanks and have a wonderful day.